Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is just for you, Atar. I'm joking. I thought I'd just record a quick video. It's applicable right now as we are going to have the 9 o'clock candle open up in the next 6 or 7 minutes. So I'll just run you through my thought process and how I frame trade. So basically, we start on the 4 hour. The first thing that I want to do is I want to go to my line chart and I want to draw my A and my V levels. That's most relevant to the current price actions. So I got my A level there. That's a gap level. There's no V level that's actually applicable at this stage. So I go back to the candlestick chart and I'm looking for my gap levels. All right. So I'm trying to frame both long and short trades. Um, and and then I'm looking and observing where price runs to at the open of the candle. If it's going to go to the top, then I'm going to look for sells. If it's going to go to the bottom first, then I'm going to look for buys. And then I align it with my moving averages on the 1 hour. Now, on the 4 hour, if I turn this on, I'm seeing basic structure. At this stage, as soon as the EMA 50 and the mid Bollinger Band move away from one another, so you'll start to see that there's a gap, a larger gap forming between those two. It could potentially mean that price wants to turn and move bearish, but obviously we'll need to observe price to see what price actually wants to do. And very important, we don't make assumptions, we trade what we see. Currently, what I'm seeing is on the 4 hour, we're seeing that price is bouncing from the low moving average, right? So, which indicates bullish momentum. But ultimately, we want to see it move from an SNR level. Now, currently, it's moving from this SNR level over here on the 4 hour. As you can see, it's bounced from there. But if I go into the 1 hour, it hasn't bounced from a moving average, but it is bouncing from the EMA 50. So that could have been a long trade. I wasn't at the chart, so I didn't take that, and I wouldn't take that because it's so near to the opening of the new candle, and we know that the new candle is going to do manipulation, right? So it's either going to open and move down and bounce from this level again, or it's going to move up and react from these two levels. All right, so what I'm looking for on the 1 hour, I'm looking for the moving averages to give me confluence on the SNR levels from the 4 hour. I'm seeing that some of you guys are getting confused with the 1 hour and looking for candle closes through the moving averages and the Bollinger Bands and all of that. Remember, our setup is on H4 and the setup is bouncing off of the SNR levels. What we're doing on the 1 hour is we're looking for moving averages to align with those SNR levels. And if I'm looking at price now, if we are going to continue bearish, then we want to sell from the moving average high, right? So these levels, specifically this one, looks interesting for me. So that's an area of interest. Obviously, when this candle closes on the 1 hour or when the next 9 o'clock candle opens, this would probably move down, which means that this level would be a level of interest for me. Remember the idea that I was talking about? You have your static resistance and static support, and your static resistance is the SNR levels, and your dynamic resistance on the 1 hour is your moving average, which is that red line over there. So at the moment, the way price is looking, I am looking for sells. um, but like I said, you can't predict what the market is going to do. You have to observe the open of the candle. So if we go on the 4 hour, if price opens and it runs up to the resistance levels, then I'm going to look for sells, specifically this one or that one. If it runs to the downside first, then I'm going to look for buys from these levels. And I hope that makes sense. If there are any questions, you're welcome to ask me.